Oh, Lordy. Whew. Alright, well, hello, and welcome back to Bookish, and welcome to another... Oh, my windshield's fogging up. Welcome to another Tag Tuesday, where I filmed my tag video in the car. I've tried to film this tag video this morning on my way to school, and that just didn't work out. I was all over the place and goofy. I got to school and realized I'd left my fishing rod and my fishing tackle bag in the back of my trunk, and they were all wet because it's been raining all day, and I had to put those in. Anyway, that's why I have a fishing pole there, because I filmed a fishing video this weekend. So I'm here, it's Tuesday, I'm in the truck, I'm trying to shoot a tag video, and this tag is the adaptation tag. This tag was created by a great couple whose channel is called Seeking Stories. I'll leave a link to their channel down below, and to this original version of the tag video. They were kind enough to tag me, and then some time went by before I realized I'd been tagged, so I'm really late getting to this. But this is really one of those kind of, I think, really simple and fun tags, which kind of combines movies and books in a way that's really just really straightforward. And I just kind of liked it. I liked the idea of it, and I'm really happy they tagged me, so I didn't have to just, you know, do it on my own. So thanks for the tag. So essentially, there are only 3 prompts. You're supposed to name 2 character adaptations from movie to book that you think are good, that you like a lot. 2 character adaptations from books to movies that you don't think were good, that you didn't particularly like. And then 2 character adaptations where you actually think the character in the movie is better than the character in the book. So I'm going to do that. So first, for my favorite adaptations, my favorite adaptation, or one of my favorite adaptations, is Gandalf from Lord of the Rings, as played by Sir Ian McKellen in the Lord of the Rings movies. I just think he is spot on perfect Gandalf. I don't think there's anything about that portrayal of Gandalf that I don't like. He is a mix of mysterious and dangerous and strange and mystical, and he's an ass kicker. He's everything that I thought Gandalf was when I read the books multiple times when I was in junior high school and high school. I just thought it was perfect. One of the best parts of the Lord of the Rings movies was that performance and that adaptation of the character. My second choice is from Howard Zinn, a Merchant Ivory movie, in which Emma Thompson, one of my favorite actresses who I've had a crush on for quite some time, portrays Margaret Schlegel, or I believe they pronounce it Schlegel, in the movie, even though I happen to know it's Schlegel because, or I thought you'd think it's Schlegel because that was my wife's maiden name. Anyway, Emma Thompson is Margaret Schlegel, and I think one of the greatest things about that book is that it shows the character arc of Margaret's character as she travels from a fairly naive, sheltered existence in which she can focus all of her attention on art and literature, and she doesn't really have to understand how the world works, and she can have all these naive ideas, and she transforms from that into a person who is practical and capable and realistic without being cynical, and she understands the limits of the world in which she lives and what she has to do. And I just think it's a great performance, and I love that adaptation. I almost nominated the whole cast of Howard Zinn because I kind of think that's a perfectly cast movie. Vanessa Redgrave is awesome. Helena Bonham Carter is awesome. I mean, anyway. But I chose Emma Thompson to try to stay as much within the confines of the tags I could. So prompt 2 was to name 2 adaptations that you thought were worse in the movie than they were in the book. And for that, I'm going to go back to Lord of the Rings and tell you that I think Elijah Wood's performance as Frodo was bad. That is not the Frodo that I thought I knew from reading the books. And, you know, in part this is the actor, in part this is the director. He's too wishy-washy. He's too emotional. He's too weak. He's too sappy. Frodo wasn't, to me, really like that. And you know, he certainly came off to me as a lot tougher, stronger, I don't know, less wishy-washy. Emotional isn't weak, but wishy-washy and kind of, I don't know, not exactly like I expected him to be. So as much as I like Ian McKellen's performance, I really didn't care for that movie's adaptation of Frodo. Hope I haven't made too many people mad. Obviously, Frodo is not my Hobbit of choice. If you want to know my Hobbit of choice, my Hobbit of choice is Merry. He's my favorite Hobbit from the Lord of the Rings movies. And then my second choice for bad adaptation is actually a pair of characters. And this comes from the movie Master and Commander, which was a movie which combined the plots of several of Patrick O'Brien's Aubrey Maturin stories, which is, you know, 20 seafaring adventure stories, just some of the greatest historical fiction ever written. And I like the movie Master and Commander, but for me it has one glaring weakness, and it has to do with the characters. And so I'm going to put this on two of the actors, both on Russell Crowe, who plays Captain Aubrey, and Paul Bettany, who plays Dr. Maturin. I think both of them do a credible job in the performance, but you don't get that friendship that exists between the two characters in the book in the same way. They just can't make that connection. So I think individually their performances are fine, but one of the things that makes those series of books so incredible is that relationship. I don't think that relationship really comes through in the way it does in the books and the movie. So then the last prompt is to name two adaptations where you think the character in the movie is actually better than the character in the book. So I have two. The first is comes from No Country for Old Men, one of my favorite movies. I know some people have some real problems with that movie and the author of the book the screenplay is based on, but I would just say that I like the movie, and I think Tommy Lee Jones's performance as the sheriff Ed Tom Bell is better than it is in the book. That Jones provides some of the emotion, the world weariness through his acting, and even just through his face in that movie, that the character in the book really doesn't come through in the character in the book. I particularly like the end of the movie where Ed Tom is describing two dreams that he's had about his father, who's long been dead. He's describing those two dreams to his wife. I think Jones does a great job there. And then my second choice for a character I think is better in the movie than the book is the character of Sabina from The Unbearable Lightness of Being. This was kind of a literary hit from Milan Kundera in the mid-'80s, which was turned into a movie starring Daniel Day-Lewis and Juliette Binoche. And then Lena Olin played Sabina, and she was just amazing. Hey, there's nothing not to like about Lena Olin. She's amazing. She was sassy and sexy and intelligent, and so much of a overmatched the male character, the Daniel Day-Lewis character. I just found that performance to be great, and I thought her performance was actually better and made kind of clearer the nature of the relationship and that character in the movie, and I thought that was better than the book. There you go. There's my version of the adaptation tag. I'm having a hard time remembering who was tagged and who was not tagged, but I'm gonna tag Steve Donoghue. I'm not sure if he's done this or not. I don't think he has, and I know he's the person who always says that the movies are always better than the books. So there you go, Steve. I've tagged you in this video, or to do this tag video, and I hope you do it if you haven't already. If you have already, I'm sorry. And if I can think of anybody else, I'll scroll their name across my face right now to tag you. Oh, I know. I'm going to tag the fellows over at Codex Cantina. They don't do a lot of tags. They have like an agenda of their own, but Una and Crypto over there at Codex Cantina, I would really like to see your interpretation of this, primarily because then we might get, 4 movies and adaptations per category. Anyway, those are the two people I'm tagging. Of course, if you want to do this tag, please feel free. I kind of subscribe to Sean the Book Maniac's theory here. We're all adults. If you want to do a tag, just do it, but I do want to tag those two people specifically. Anyway, there you go. Let me know what you think about my choice in the comment section. As always, thank you for watching.